14 of the Mole Sisters with Elise and
Michaela. We are two sisters born with moles on our faces, and each week we discuss women in art and music history.
this week Michaela will be discussing Byzantine composer Kassia.
So Cassiani, I just want to share with the crowd here, big crowd, that Cassiani is spelled Kassia. Just wanted to clarify that for y'all who see the title and look at it and go, that's not Cassiani. We're missing some letters. And that's exactly how I feel about it too. And I've seen a lot of spellings in my research that include the N and the I at the end, which I don't know why we don't always when we were pronouncing her name Cassiani. But anyway, that's my soapbox about the pronunciation. I could go on and on about this, how frustrating it is to me that we couldn't just put the fucking letters in there when it would make a lot of things easier to understand, a lot less confusion. But anyway,
Yes, thank
I'm
you
going to be
for
talking
that.
about.
Thank you for that, Michaela.
You're so welcome. I really just had to preface it with that. So I will be calling her Cassiani and not Kassia, like her name would suggest. The spelling would suggest.
Yes.
It is. Anyway, cheers to that. So I'm sure you want to hear about her now. So anyway, so oftentimes if you were to ask a musician or just maybe just a normal Joe Schmo if they knew who the oldest female composer was, a lot of people would answer Hildegard von Bingen, who I previously talked about, and she was not the oldest. The oldest known female composer was Cassiani, and so Cassiani was born almost 2 centuries before Hildegard von Bingen in the year 810.
Oh, she's an old bitch.
She's old as fuck.
She's literally dirt.
She is. I mean, yeah. Like if we go to Greece, we might be walking on Cassiani.
Yes.
Yeah, especially if we go to the island that she was buried on.
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should too. I was actually thinking that while I was like getting this ready because I don't know. I love Greece, and maybe it's the Mamma Mia fan in me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the fact that we have some Greek blood in us. Actually, quite a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to fuck around and go to Greece,
Yeah.
And then I'm reading about her, and I'm like, damn, I could also visit Cassiani and like, touch the ground she walked on.
Yes.
Millennia ago.
Right.
Like that's crazy. Anyway.
Yes. Let's do it.
So it seems like a cool opportunity that we can later down the road we will go. So Cassini's hymns became part of the Greek Orthodox liturgy during her lifetime, which is also insane because also Hildegard von Bingen wasn't really recognized widely for her ability until after her death. So Cassiani experienced this in her lifetime where she was like, her music was highly respected.
Yeah, I love that.
And her writings in general. So she also wrote a lot of poetry and stuff too. But yeah, so that's also, her music is still in Greek Orthodox liturgy.
Crazy.
Especially around like high holidays. So I don't know if they're called high holidays in Greek Orthodox. I think that's so. Anyway, she is the only known woman whose compositions are part of the Byzantine liturgy. So like music from that era.
Okay.
That has made it into the Greek Orthodox liturgy. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of crazy. Not kind of, is very crazy. Cause I don't know. I think about this a lot, like how oppressed women have been throughout the centuries, how oppressed women still are around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like as shitty as it can be in the United States or is for a woman, there are so many other places around the world that have it so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about that and like how awful it is for these women. But I also think like in history, we've had our moments where like it hasn't been this awful all the time. And I feel like it has to go in phases. Because if it has always been like that, like where I don't know, but it probably has been always there. to
You
some
said this was the
capacity, but
year 810?
810.
So, yeah.
I'm just think like
AD?
I mean, I know no, well, yeah, AD. So I know in the year of our Lord, I know that like I don't know. I'm just think like I she was that bitch, you know? She was
Yeah.
that bitch and like I think she probably was one of the strongest. I mean, she had to be one of the strongest voices to be still prolific today,
Right.
but I don't know. It's just very interesting. She was also a baddie,
Okay.
according to like historical record and whatnot. But I don't know. Anyway, I hope she had not a horrible time as a woman having her voice heard, but I'm sure she did. But anyway, I just find it amazing when women are in the history books at all. And
Yeah.
it gives me little glimmers of like people found a way. They found a
Hmm.
woman found a way. And just
I
goddamn.
mean, they
When I
had to
think
be
about
10 times better than the
yes,
man who's getting more appraisal.
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
I just think about like I don't know. I would not be able to sit down and just take shit from a man. There is no part of me. I think if I had been born any other timeline than right now, I mean maybe in past lives I have, I don't fucking know. But I would probably have been lobotomized because I like Lord knows I can't keep my damn mouth shut and I never have been able to. Like since I was before I could talk, my opinion was known.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I just don't think, I think I am here in this timeline because it's a timeline that can handle me.
Yeah. I mean, but there was a time that you were brainwashed and you were not the person that you are now and
No,
still
that's
voiced your
absolutely
opinions,
it was
even if they were wrong.
and I was still very opinionated. And
Yes.
even if it wasn't like it was about stupid shit too, not
Yeah.
even like the serious stuff. I
Yeah.
just have my thoughts, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to them.
Uh-huh.
And everyone else can know about them too. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I just can't imagine a world where I can't be like that. So I do think I unfortunately need to be lobotomized or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad I live now, sort of, because it kind of sucks too. I mean, a lot. It sucks a lot
I
actually
mean,
right now.
but
But
if of having the choice of staying here or going back in time, I would most
yeah,
definitely always want to stay now.
I will choose modern medicine every time.
Yes.
Anyway, back to Cassiani. So she has 50 surviving hymns that are known, obviously.
Wow.
So many other hymns are still used today that have either been misattributed to other composers
Ugh.
or have just like been credited to anonymous sources that are believed to actually be her works.
Okay.
So there's not like the 50 is just the ones that we know of for sure that have her name on them.
That's
But there's
crazy.
probably more out there.
Okay.
And who know like it was the year 810. Who knows how many of those like things that she documents that she wrote on
Hmm.
were destroyed over the years, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So, anyway, the most famous of her compositions is the Hymn of Cassini, which is chanted each year for Holy Wednesday services.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Okay.
and that's in the Greek Orthodox Church. So, yeah, it's kind of a cool little thing. I honestly didn't even know about her. I don't think I even learned about her in my music history classes in undergrad because the oldest I remember us discussing in detail was Hildegard von Bingen. So, and then I got a bunch of posters, like female composer posters to hang up in my classroom my first year teaching, and one of them was Cassiani, and I
Hmm.
was like, dang, I've never even heard of this person. And I had looked into her a little bit at that time, but I don't remember. I like if we did learn about her in undergrad, it was very brief, but I feel like I would have remembered that. But anyway, so the fact that her music from the year 810, I'm going to say that again. Well, that's when she was born anyway. That's just insane to me that
Yes.
it has survived this long.
Yeah.
So she was born into a very wealthy family in Constantinople, and she was known for her intelligence and beauty. She was
Oh.
batty. Um, So there was a tradition where the Byzantine emperor would choose his bride by presenting a golden apple to his preferred candidate. So at the time, it was Emperor Theophilus. It's basically The Bachelor, but with the rose, the
Oh my
OG.
god. So if they accept, they just take a bite or
I think if the emperor chooses you,
you probably don't have
you
a
don't
choice.
have a choice.
It's
in
like
the matter.
Esther. Like,
Yes.
Veggie Tales, they just like shove her into the carriage.
Yeah. They're like, you're a baddie. You're his now.
You're actually real hot. I'm gonna take you.
Be like, you're mine.
And you get an apple.
That you can't eat because it's gold.
Oh, it was like actual gold? I was thinking it was
well, I don't know. It just says a golden. My vision would be that he would present his future wife a solid gold apple, because if you're the emperor, you should be giving her. But if it's just like a fucking yellow apple,
well, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
oh hell no.
okay.
I'd say no. I'd be like, you have all this wealth and you're giving me a fucking apple? Anyway.
Okay. What do you do with a fucking gold apple? Use it as a paperweight?
Use it as a paperweight. Actually, it's funny because my district, that is the gift that they give every teacher.
Are you
has taught
joking?
for 20 years or whatever. They're
like, you're the hottest in the school.
Yeah, they give them a freaking golden, like it's a paperweight apple, and they're freakishly expensive. Like I had a friend who worked in payroll for a little bit, and just like money in general, and she would order those apples, and she didn't give me an exact number, but it was over $100 an apple.
Why the fuck?
I don't wanna,
and it's
like,
probably just real cheap metal.
It's shit.
Yeah.
And what the fuck do you do with that other than put it on your desk?
Yeah.
And I would so much rather just get a gift card for the
Right.
cost of that freaking apple.
Yeah.
In thanks. Like if I got $100 gift card from my district, hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead they're buying these stupid fucking paperweight apples. Anyway, Bottomless, who's also giving a paperweight apple. So he was quite smitten with Cassiani, and so he approached her and he said it was a woman who brought forth the baser things, in reference to Eve's transgression, just to like be like, women are the reason for a sin, basically.
Whatever.
And she quickly responded, and through a woman came forth the better things, in reference to the birth of Jesus.
That's crazy. She's like, yeah, fuck that. Give me the gift card.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he did not really appreciate her comeback.
Yeah.
And he chose a woman named Theodora instead. So Empress Theodora was then his right hand. But he was still very much so attracted to Cassiani, and this is talked about later, but like later on in life, like towards the end of his life, he wants to see her again because he misses her, and like, yeah. But it's kind of crazy. This is like a very toxic relationship, and I'll get to that.
I want to see what she looks like. Do they have like a reference?
I don't know exactly how that works. I know art was like you can find Byzantine art in art museums, like it's all over the place. So I'm sure there were. I've seen paintings of her.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up a picture though. The typical. It's hard to tell, from those images if she's actually attractive or not.
Yeah, it's all these like paintings that make them look like. I don't even know how you describe that.
Like someone who's never seen a person before. Yeah. I think they were just starting to figure things out then,
Yeah. Well, that's upsetting. I want to see her. She's probably hot as fuck.
And I mean, they talk about her beauty so much that like, bless you. It's fair to assume that she was easy on the eyes, especially if the emperor was so.
I know. Lusting after her.
The emperor could have literally anyone. So yeah, she had to be a baddie. And anyway, so she, around the year 843, so she would have been 33 at this time, She took a new path, completely changed whatever she was doing before. There's not really much information. There's like big gaps of information for her, given, the fact that this was, again, the 800s.
Mhm.
She founded a convent in the west of
Oh.
Constantinople, and that was its first abbess that was run by a woman.
Okay.
So, yep. So some biographers, there are some individuals who believe that she chose the monastic life because she was bitter about the rejection of Theophilus,
What?
which
She's the
I
one
think,
that rejected him.
yeah,
Like, fuck
exactly.
that.
If he can't handle her wit, he can fuck all the way off. So, yeah, no, but there's a letter that was written by Theodore the Studite. He was a very influential monk at that time, and
Mhm.
he had many, many correspondences throughout his life with political and cultural. So he was a very well-informed, well-connected individual of that time, and he had a uh, professional relationship with Cassiani. So there are letters between them that suggest that she was doing it because of spiritual motivations, like she had pure intent behind it.
Okay.
So either way, I girl, do your thing. Like
Yeah.
get that money. Not really, because she was not doing it for this
Like,
money. But
nobody questions really why men do it. So, like,
mm-mm.
why are you questioning why a
Yeah,
woman
well,
does
of
it?
course, yeah, because it was highly
It's like, maybe because it's what she
out of
wants to do. Okay?
yeah, yeah. Maybe she just wanted to. Did you think about that?
Like, just
Okay,
leave her the fuck alone,
hello?
okay? Let her do what she
Leave her
wants.
alone. She's just a girl, okay? And she's just trying to live out her religious dreams and become an abbess or what? A nun. She wants to be a nun.
Yes.
I'm gonna totally butcher any name that comes out of Greece, because I don't even pretend to know anything about the language. So, just fair warning, anything that I say is probably incorrect, but just prefacing it, because her convent was closely connected to the nearby monastery of Studios. We're gonna go with that.
Our
Which
ancestors are rolling in their graves right now.
you know what? Maybe I'm right. Okay, maybe I'm right. I'm not gonna look it up because I don't want to know, but maybe I am. So anyway, that connection was ultimately what led to the preservation of her works through the re-editing of the liturgy of the Greek Orthodox Church in the 9th and 10th centuries. So yeah, they were doing a lot of making a lot of changes to things around, and a lot of those changes are what have stood the test of time.
Okay.
So that's how she has continued. So Theophilus was kind of a little bitch, which we can gather from their earlier interaction. But there was the iconoclastic movement that was happening around this time. It went on for like, I don't know if it was a full 100 years, but it was a long time. And there were, I think, 2 stages of it where it was all basically up to the emperor. So if the emperor was an iconoclast, it caused problems because it went against the church. So
Okay.
you probably don't know what an iconoclast is. So he basically, what he did was he reinstated the prohibition of religious icons. So iconoclasm is it's a frequent feature in religious history and period. It's not like that was the only time it's ever come up. It's basically, one group believes that art, specifically the icons of holy figures, they believe that that is appropriate to have in a church. Like,
Okay.
pictures of Jesus,
Right.
stained glass of Jesus, different having Mary,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So the opposing groups that believes that the icons and the veneration of them is idolatry. So
Mm.
that's where the emperor stood with that.
Okay.
And honestly, I kind of get it, but also I think it's all bullshit. So
Yeah.
take it or leave
That's
it.
kind of
But
how we were raised. Like,
yeah,
we
well,
were.
yeah, because Yeah, that's so true because this is like
Because, like, the
the
Catholic Church is iconoclastic.
yes.
And I feel like when I
No,
went to,
the Catholic Church is not iconoclastic. Iconoclastic are the people that
oh,
are
are
against
against
it.
it? Okay, I see. I see.
Yep.
Okay. So we were raised iconoclastic. The Catholic Church is not. And I feel like it was the first time, like, when I went to a Catholic church for the first time with a friend, and I was like, this is sinful. They have statues
Yeah.
of Mary. Because dad
Yep.
would always be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's true. I guess it really has stood the test of time. It's just not like full all out wars. Well,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
Well, I
Low
feel
key.
like there is a huge feud between Catholicism and other
I will say
denominations.
it's almost exclusively one-sided. Any person I have known that is Catholic is kind of like, okay, you're not Catholic,
No,
fine.
that's absolutely true. Yeah.
Yes. And we're like, fuck you, Catholics, you're so wrong. All of you are wrong. You're going to hell. You're going to die.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
so
know if
crazy.
that's just like our family or if that's like a huge thing though. Because grandma's like that because
Oh.
she used to be Catholic.
Well, it's for sure like that, I think, widespread because it stood the test of time. Like there's a reason people are anti-Catholics and like
Okay.
look at like Northern Ireland with the Catholics
Oh, you're
versus the
totally right.
Protestants.
That was such
Yeah.
a dumb thing that I just brought up. Yes, totally right.
Yeah. So it's just, and that wasn't necessarily about like icons in the church, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the underlying theme is like there's always some sort of
Yes. Yeah.
discourse between religious beliefs.
Yeah.
And um so the emperor was very staunchly iconoclastic. And it like led to like individuals who backed icons and spoke out against him and his beliefs in that were persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cassiani, even though she knew him in the past,
Mm-hmm.
she was not spared from that policy of persecution. And it was because she defended the use of icons within the
Mm.
church.
Okay.
So, amongst other things, like it doesn't really go into major detail. I could maybe find it if I dug a little bit more, but she was whipped for her defiance.
Oh.
So, yeah. And despite this persecution, she remained a very outspoken individual in her defense
Yeah.
of the Orthodox faith. So, in the year 842, Theophilus died, and his son Michael the Third,
Mm.
the concept of Michael,
Michael.
just like a Michael in the year
Just Mike
842.
the Third.
Be like, hey, Mike. I wonder if he went by Mike.
I don't know.
That's crazy. Anyway, Michael the Third became the Eastern Roman emperor, and his mother Theodora was acted as regent.
Okay.
She was like empress regent or whatever. So they worked together to end the second iconoclastic period.
Oh.
So
Okay.
they were both against Theophilus, I guess,
Yeah.
which is kind of hilarious. But so this is according to tradition, like it's just a belief that has been carried down, a story that has been carried down. Don't know exactly how factual this is, but it was just a fun little quip that I added in that I found in one of the sources. So apparently, Emperor Theophilus wanted to see Cassiani one last time before he passed because he was still in love with her because she
Okay.
was such a baddie. So he rode to the monastery where she was writing her hymn, like the hymn of Cassiani. She was supposedly still in love with him, according to this,
Okay.
but she devoted her life to God. And she hid away because she didn't want her passion to overcome her vow. So she left the hymn on the table as she hid in her closet, watching as Theophilus entered. He became overcome with sadness when he found the room was empty because he regretted his moment of pride when he rejected her for her sharp intellect. He noticed the papers on the table with the unfinished hymn, read the work, sat down, and added one line to the hymn. The line that's attributed to him is the line that says, "Those feet whose sound Eve heard at dusk in paradise and hid herself for fear." Uh, Legend says he spotted her in the closet as he was leaving, but respected her wishes and left her in peace. Once he had left, Cassiani emerged and completed the hymn. And the music for the hymn, it's a very slow and like pensive work. But it can last anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the chosen tempo and style of execution by the performer. And it's a very, very difficult piece to perform. It requires a really wide, vast vocal range. And it's considered one of the most demanding pieces of solo Byzantine chant.
Crazy.
So, yeah. So, cantors at like Greek Orthodox Church, you know what a cantor is? Yeah. So they like take great pride in performing it well because it's such a difficult thing to perform. So I don't know. It's just an interesting. I want to hear. I actually haven't even listened to it. I should.
Yeah, I'll put it on with the video.
Yeah.
A little bit of it.
I shouldn't even say anything about 10 to 20 minutes. I regularly listen to full symphonies that are 50 minutes long.
That's
but
crazy.
I played one last night. Strike 3, which no one ever plays.
Oh.
And I kind of get it. It's a good piece, but I could never say Tchaikovsky's work is bad, but it's not his best, I will say. But anyway, so she wrote around 200 secular verses of poetry. So there was, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's a type of poetry or writing that's basically like little witty quips about things going on in the world. Basically, like, think of like, you know how like Sunday comics or something?
Yeah.
They point to something real going on in the world and just kind of it's very short and lighthearted, whatever. That's kind of
like
what
SNL.
those sort of, but it's just like just a single phrase.
Okay.
And so she would write a lot of those because she was just like a witty person.
Okay.
And she also, a lot of her poetry, just poetry in general, pointed out the injustices or hypocrisy she was seeing in the world. So she's recognized by the church for her religious devotion. But there are some who believe that she simply went this way in order to ensure the survival of her works, which Loki respect the hell out of that. If that's
they
her
would
route.
not be saying this about a man. Like, shut
They
the
would not be
fuck
saying
up.
that. No,
Shut
absolutely
the
not.
fuck
But if
up.
that was her motivation, because like if that was the only way she was able to do it as a woman, I kind of respect the drip, you know. But
I mean, I respect that if that was her intention, but also shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know that assumption is space. Yeah. So she was really known as a brilliant composer for the time and just a writer. She was highly respected as a writer as well. And a lot of people knew her for her wit and devotion to her craft.
Okay.
So she did spend some time in Italy during her life. I don't know really, again, what she did. It's another gap of time where there's not much information. But she ultimately settled on the Greek island of, again, pronunciation, Kassos, Kasos.
Okay.
She died around the year 865. That's what they guess. 865. Okay. So there's a church in the city of Panagia.
Yeah.
It's Panaghia. Where her tomb can be found.
Oh.
So.
She had a tomb.
So yeah. She had a tomb? Yeah, actually, wait, I gotta look at. I cannot.
You're doing so well. So
well. Greek Orthodox churches, though, are like insane they're more strict than Catholics.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I think it's Greek Orthodox churches, also some Catholic, I think like Roman Catholic, where you can't expose your shoulders.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like there are people I've known that have gone to Italy and they wanted to go into some basilica or whatever, and they couldn't because they didn't have anything shoulders with.
Damn.
And it was like a common tourist area.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
I mean, you gotta be respectful of their culture.
Exactly. And I will never, force my way into a space without respecting it. But
yeah.
I just think I'm also like, damn, that's in today's day. But then there's other religions where they're fully covering everything.
Like,
so
yeah.
Thank you for listening to week 14 of the Mole Sisters. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, or Spotify.
And tune in next week. I will be discussing French and American shit. I think she's a sculptor. I forgot to write it down. Sculptor Louise Bourgeois.
Bye.
Bye.